Some stories are whispered through generations, others are carved into stone. But once in a while, a story is brought to life so boldly, so beautifully, that it feels like history breathing through your screen. Welcome to Queued Up What's Next, where we don't just do show reviews, we unpack what they mean. And today, we're standing at the gates of greatness because Shaka iLembe Season 2 is upon us. This isn't just a drama, it's an epic of bloodlines, war cries, royal betrayals, and a rise of an empire. Season 1 reminded us of who we are and where we come from, with elegance, brutality, and cultural pride woven into every frame. But now we ask, where does this story go next? What should Season 2 deliver to raise the bar even higher? Let's break it down, the beauty, the flaws, the legacy, and the legend still in the making. One of the standout aspects of Shaka iLembe is its uncompromising dedication to cultural authenticity. From the language to the customs, the series is a masterclass in respectful representation. The consistent use of isiZulu isn't just a stylistic choice, it is a powerful act of reclaiming narrative voice. It pulls viewers into the world of the Zulu people so fully that you almost forget that you're watching a TV show and instead feel like you're witnessing living history. The detailed portrayal of traditional regalia, from the king's elaborate shields and spears to the symbolic beadwork and attire of women, brings history to life in a tactical way. The rituals and ceremonies shown are not just decorative or incidental, they're integral to the plot and character motivations, underscoring how deeply tradition governed daily life. This level of cultural immersion is refreshing because it pushes back against the tendency of many African stories on TV to be filtered through a Western lens or simplified for international audiences. Instead, Shaka iLembe boldly presents the complexities, values, and richness of Zulu heritage with pride, depth, making it not just a show, but a cultural restoration project. Secondly, it has an epic production quality. In terms of production value, Shaka iLembe breaks new grounds for South African television. From the very first episode, it is clear that no expense was spared in crafting a cinematic experience. The battle scenes are particularly noteworthy, choreographed with care. They balance raw intensity with strategic nuance. It's not just about spectacle, but showing the brutal realities of warfare alongside the honor codes and leadership decisions involved. The sweeping camera shots of the natural landscape, from the sun-drenched valley to the misty forest, providing a breathtaking backdrop that elevates the story beyond mere drama. This isn't a flat studio-bound production. It is a fully realized world that feels expansive and alive. The attention to detail to the sound design as well, with traditional drum beats and ambient nature sounds woven expertly into the score, creating an immersive audio-visual experience. The lighting, costumes, and set designs come together seamlessly to evoke an early century, making the show feel more like a feature film than a TV series. This quality makes Shaka iLembe not only entertaining, but also a proud showcase of what local productions can achieve with vision and resources. Thirdly, it has strong character arcs. At the heart of the show is Shaka himself, portrayed with a remarkable depth that elevates him beyond a simple historical icon. Season 1 takes us on an emotional journey through Shaka's youth and formative years, a time marked with trauma, rejection, and dreams. Instead of a one-dimensional hero, we see a young man wrestling with loss and identity. His visions and spiritual experiences add layers to his character, showing him as a dreamer and a thinker, not just a warrior. This nuanced portrayal makes him relatable, even inspiring, because it highlights his human vulnerabilities and internal struggles, along with his external challenges. This focus on psychological complexities invites viewers to empathize with Shaka's decision and understand the costs of greatness. Moreover, supporting characters, though not always fully developed, help show different facets of Shaka's world, from loyal allies to political rivals, all contributing to his growth. This approach to character development makes the narrative emotionally rich and compelling, encouraging audience to invest deeply into the unfolding story. Another thing is that it has powerful female roles. It does a commendable job of centering women as pivotal figures in history, challenging traditional historical narrative that often marginalize female characters. Nandi, Shaga's mother, is particularly a compelling figure. She is portrayed not only as a loving mother, but a shrewd strategist and a spiritual advisor whose influence shapes Shaga's destiny. Her strength and resilience provide a counterbalance to a male-dominated political arena, reminding us that power in the world is multifaceted and not only confined to the battlefield. Other female characters are shown as spiritual leaders, caretakers, and emotional anchors within the community, highlighting the diverse roles women played in society. This inclusive portrayal adds depth to the narrative and provides a richer, more balanced perspective on history. It also resonates with contemporary audience seeking stories where women are agents of change, not just supporting characters. By elevating female voices and experiences, the show deepens its cultural relevance and broadens its emotional appeal. Also, it has spiritual and mythical depth. What sets the show apart from many other historical dramas is its profound engagement with spirituality. The show does not treat ancestral beliefs as mere background or superstition. Instead, it places them at the core of the narrative framework. Dreams, prophecies, and rituals aren't just atmospheric elements, they are actively influencing the decisions and destinies of characters. This intertwining of the spiritual and political realm adds a mythical weight to the story, connecting individuals' actions to the larger cosmic forces. It invites viewers to see history not as a series of events, but as part of a living continuum where the ancestors guide and judge the living. This dimension enriches the storytelling with layers of meaning, encouraging reflections upon the relationships between faith, identity, and power. By doing so, the show honors indigenous knowledge systems and spiritual worldviews often overlooked or misrepresented in mainstream media. It has a masterful cinematography and visual storytelling. Beyond the impressive production design and costumes, the cinematography of Shaka iLembe plays a crucial role in elevating the storytelling. Each frame is carefully composed to evoke emotion and meaning, using light and shadows to highlight the intensity of the moment. Whether it's the looming threat of battle or the quiet introspection during Shaga's spiritual visions, the use of close-up draws us intimately into the characters' faces, capturing subtle expressions that convey unspoken thoughts and feelings. The sweeping wide shots of the natural landscape not only provides breathtaking aesthetics, but also symbolizes the vastness of the kingdom Shaka aims to build, creating a grand, almost mythical scale to the narrative. This cinematic approach transforms what could be a straightforward historical drama to a visually poetic experience, making viewers feel like they're part of an epic saga unfolding on screen. So what could be improved? Firstly, the pacing issue. While the slow, deliberate pacing of the show allows for a detailed world building and cultural exposition, it sometimes risks losing viewer engagement. Several episodes linger on ceremonial scenes or repeat similar spiritual visions, which, while important for thematical emphasis, can feel redundant over time. This slows the narrative momentum and may test the patience of viewers who crave a more action or plot development. Especially for younger audiences who's unfamiliar with the historical contents, this can make the show feel less accessible or even dragging. A tighter editing approach with a more variation with pacing, balancing moments of intensity with quieter character-driven scenes would help maintain the interest while preserving the cultural richness. Season 2 could benefit from a sharper narrative focus, cutting any repetitive elements and making the scene count towards advancing character development or plot. The show has underdeveloped supporting characters. Shaka is rightfully the central figure, but Season 1 sometimes sidelines other key players whose stories are equally vital to the historical tapestry. Characters like Dingizwayo, who was instrumental in shaping the early Zulu kingdom, and Zwide, a powerful rival, don't get the depth or on-screen time their importance deserve. Their motivations, internal conflicts, and backstories are hinted at but not fully explored, which limits the complexity and intrigue of the political landscape. More fleshed out supporting characters would add nuance to the story, creating a richer, more textured narrative. It will also allow audiences to appreciate the competing forces and alliances that influence Shaka's rise and provide opportunities for dramatic tension and unexpected plot twists. Expanding these roles would also help diversify the emotional range of the series, introducing different viewpoints and humanizing the broader conflict. Thirdly is the over-idealization of Shaka. Shaka is sometimes portrayed in an almost idealistic light, as brave, noble, and a visionary leader with little flaws. However, the historical Shaka was far more complex and at times ruthless figure. He's known for his military genius but also for his brutal tactics and strict discipline, which often instilled fear as much as respect. By showing only his historical qualities, the show misses on the opportunity to explore the darker, morally ambiguous sides of leadership that makes his story compelling. Revealing Shaka's internal contradictions, his capacity for both boldness and cruelty, visions and paranoia would deepen the drama and provide a more balanced, realistic portrayal. This complexity makes characters more relatable and stories more gripping, reminding us that greatness often comes with personal and ethical costs. There was a lot of dialogue stiffness. At times, the dialogue could feel overly formal or scripted, which disrupts the natural flow of conversation and can pull viewers out of the immersive experience. While the poetic use of isiZulu adds cultural richness, some lines don't always feel grounded in everyday speech or emotional reality. Improving this balance would help characters sound more authentic and relatable. In intimate or high-stakes scenes, naturalistic dialogue can heighten tension and emotional resonance, allowing viewers to connect more deeply with the characters' inner lives. Refining the scripts to incorporate colloquial nuances and realistic speech patterns while retaining the poetic and cultural elements would enhance the overall storytelling and audience engagement. There were a lot of underused female characters. While Queen Nandi was brilliantly portrayed, other powerful women in the stories were sidelined or lacked any screen time. Characters like Mkabayi, who was historically a fierce political strategist, could have been used more effectively, giving voice to more women of the royal court, spiritual spheres, or rival clans would enrich the narrative beyond the usual patriarchal lens. There needs to be more clarity on timelines and time jumps. The show sometimes just skips forward in time without clear indicators. For viewers unfamiliar with the historical context, this story can be disjointed. Adding a simple narrative cues or visual transitions could help anchor viewers during those shifts. So as I draw to a conclusion, this is what I hope to see for Season 2. Shaka's rise to power with more complexity. Season 2 should offer us a chance to show Shaka's evolution from a young leader into a powerful and strategic king. We want to see him navigate the complicated political terrain of consolidating power, forging alliances, managing rivals, and dealing with the internal dissonance. This isn't just about grand battles, it's about the subtle art of leadership, negotiation, and sometimes betrayal. Showing the strategic side of Shaka's reign will add political intrigue and depth, making the story more than just an epic action. How he battles his visions with realistic politics and the costs of these decisions on his relationship and kingdom can create compelling drama and tension. We want to see his psychological conflicts and moral ambiguity. Great leaders are often haunted by their choices, and Shaka is no exception. Season 2 should delve into his inner struggles, his moments of doubts, loneliness, paranoia, and ruthlessness. Exploring the psychological toll of power and responsibility would humanize him, making his story resonate on a deeper emotional level. This could include tensions between his public persona and private. We need to see deeper exploration of female power beyond Nandi. Nandi was a powerful presence in Season 1, but African history is full of influential women who shaped kingdoms and politics. Season 2 could introduce or further develop other female characters with political, spiritual, or warrior roles. Exploring different facets of women leadership and influence will not only diversify the narrative, but also challenge traditional roles, showing the multifaceted ways women contributed into shaping history. While battles are central to Shaka's story, Season 2 could show the social and cultural foundations of the Zulu kingdom, lawmaking, traditions, community building, and governance. This would deepen viewers' understanding of how kingdoms are built, not just with swords, but with ideas, values, and institutions that sustain people through time. And also, we need stronger development of supporting characters. In Season 1, some key figures like Dingizwai and Zwide and other tribal leaders receive less narrative focus. We hope Season 2 gives these characters more of a backstory, motivation, and emotional arcs. This will enrich the story by showcasing the diverse perspective involved in this historic period. Giving secondary characters more depth will create a fuller, more immersive world and allow audiences to invest emotionally beyond than just Shaga's story. So there you have it, the incredible potential waiting to unfold in Season 2 of Shaka iLembe. Season 1 set the bar high with its rich storytelling, unforgettable characters, and cultural authenticity. But as we look ahead, we want to see the story take risks, get more complex, and reveal many layers of Shaga's journey. We want bigger battles, stronger female voices, and moments that remind us that even kings are human. Shaka iLembe isn't just entertainment, it is a powerful reclaiming of our past with a bold statement about the future of African storytelling. So what do you hope to see in Season 2? Drop your thoughts in the comment below, hit the like button if you're excited as I am, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into stories that's shaping our world. Until next time.